We all love a happy client. It's validation. It's proof that the product works, that the process works. But there's something we rarely talk about. Sometimes, for a client to be thrilled, the team pays the price. Late nights, rush decisions, emotional exhaustion. Today, we're opening that door. This is episode 9 of Scaling Dilemma. Happy clients, broken teams. Growth has a simple equation. If the client asks for faster, someone inside has to move faster. And when the equation becomes unbalanced, the damage doesn't show up on dashboards. It shows up in people. To understand the tension, we invited someone who's lived it from the inside. So today we're joined by Leo. Hi, Leo. How's it going?
Hey, all's okay, here I come.
Hey, Leo, can you tell me about your role, your career? I mean, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm computer engineer. I graduated like 6 or 7 years ago, but I have like 12 years of experience because I just start work before I graduate, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I have worked as a developer, I have worked as a director, I have worked as a project manager.
Okay.
I start to work as a developer back in on front end, because it born like a new concept called full stack, right?
Mm.
That is the combination of the front end and back end developers.
Okay.
And sometimes the person confuse the front end developer with front end designer is a big difference because a front end developer only like programming the actions of the button of the design, and the front end designer
Hmm.
just make the design of of the website or mobile application, right?
Okay.
So after that, I just try to be a project manager like 5 years ago. I started working in a Costa Rica company,
Okay.
right? But now I am a project manager of a Mexico company 2 years ago.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Before we talk solutions, we need to understand the moment things start to crack. Breaking doesn't happen overnight, it begins with small signals. So,
Yeah.
can you describe the first time a client was celebrating while the team was already at its limit?
Okay, yeah, I remember when I worked for a US company.
Uh huh.
We are like 6 person in the team,
Hmm.
but the team start like growing, right? And uh, I mean, the owner start just to contract as many people as they can because sometimes the person thinks that if you have 10 or 20 programmers in your company,
Yeah, they're gonna work
you're
faster, right?
Yeah, that's correct, and that is an error, right? Because if you get 9 women pregnant, you are not gonna have a baby in 1 month,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so that was the problem that the company start growing and growing,
Uh huh.
but they think that with many programmers we can do the task in just 1 week, and that is not the reality, right?
Yeah.
Because you need to analyze, you need to make some the diagram flows, right?
Yeah.
You need to know exactly what you need to do.
Hmm.
So the team was working 10, 12 hours a day, right?
Okay.
The other problem was that every 1 hour a meeting, a meeting, a meeting. So we passed 4 hours in a meetings
Yeah.
and 4 hours just to develop, right? So tell me, how can you approach your 8 hours a day
Yeah.
if you pass 4 hours in a meeting?
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
It's impossible. So you can have your developers every day in a meeting, and you need. I mean, you can be in a meeting programming, right? It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with the big companies. They want to have a meeting every time, every day,
I-
every hour, and it's impossible, right?
Yeah.
So the product, it was very nice. It was working,
Hmm.
but the thing, it was destroyed.
Oh man. Okay.
Yes, because but it was because of the meetings, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. And so you're telling me that meetings kill the project, and but what about the moods between developers and whatever? What did you see? What early signs do you see when a team is approaching overload?
Yeah, it could be like in two different cases. For example, when you have a great product and you have only one or two programmers, right? And you have a using Scrum, you have a product owner, you have a Scrum, and you have a developer, right? So you can give all the responsibility to the developer
Yeah.
because it's normally than when you create a product you
Hmm.
have errors. It's normal because for that reason it is the quality assurance, the QAs, right?
Yeah.
To test the product.
Yeah.
But if you start to make a product and you tell, well, this is the product, and in the middle of the product you start to now we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this.
Yeah.
So the developer start with like, now I don't know what to do,
Of
right?
course. Yeah.
Even you have a project manager, as a product owner, a scrum master, whatever, because the problem that is the product is so big that one developer can do it.
Yeah.
So the other reason is the when the developers like start to make some ideas, right?
Mhm.
Because the product is growing, so the developer, oh, I have an idea, so I do this, but the developer don't they do the tasks they have to do, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, I have an idea, so I did it, but it's not like that, right? You have to ask permission, you have to analyze. You can't just put an idea because you want. But
Okay.
the reason is because the parameter is overload, right?
Okay.
So the developers, the mind of the developer works so different, right?
Yeah, I know.
Because we see the world so different than the other persons. And now that I am a project manager, I know how to work with programmers, right? Because sometimes the project manager doesn't like um,
Has this technical background, right?
yeah,
That we're talking about sometimes.
yeah, that's correct. So it's very difficult when the project manager try to top, and the project manager doesn't know about what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So even I have that problem sometimes,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah, because I need to read about it just to tell the developer, hey, do this, but I need to know what you need to do,
Of
right?
course. Okay. So you're telling me that, well, things go into the backlog and then they go freely and start developing features or having ideas how to improve things and whatever, right? Because of the overload that is coming from the client. But at what moment you thought like this is a success, but only on the outside, but a disaster on the inside? So was there a critical moment when you say, "Oh my God, this is gonna end really bad, really
Yeah,
badly"?
yeah. Well, um, in this case, well, it happens that the application start to crash every week in the demo. We have
Okay.
demo every Friday, and the application was great until the demo.
Okay, man. Yeah, I know. Right. But
Yeah.
uh,
So, but this start to pass every Friday with the demo. So the client say, "Hey, the application works only until the Thursday. When it's come Friday, when I need to see my application, it doesn't work." So, like, you will start to lose the client, right?
mhm,
And it comes a moment that the product owner don't give you the fixture that you need to do or resolve, right? So the team start to crash because the client is like very sad and disappointed. The product owner can talk to the client, can talk to the project manager. So if the project manager doesn't have the fixture, can talk to the developer what need to do, right?
yeah,
And so the team start to crash because of this too, right? Um, a thing that is very important is about the we really need a psychologist, right? Because um, the developers, the mostly common is to work remote, right, at home.
Yeah. Yeah. Remotely.
But but sometimes you have another things to do. For
Yeah.
example, I am a father,
Hmm.
right? So I need to do sometimes every day with my baby. For example, go to the doctor, go to do this, go to do that,
Yeah.
and you start to have many things to do a day. But you need to understand that you work for a company at home, right?
Yeah.
But it's difficult if I am here working at home and I see my baby that I need to just run, I will
Yeah.
do it, right?
Of course.
So you overload not only with work, if is the work, is your wife, if your baby is
Yeah.
your home, right?
The chores.
So you need to go to a psychologist. It's very
Mhm.
important.
Yeah, you
I
need
did it.
therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I did it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
great decision. Yeah.
yeah. It's very necessary. Yeah.
Success can be a partial illusion. We see the demo, the clean release, the green metrics, but underneath, a completely different story is unfolding. And that leads to a bigger tension, keeping the client happy versus keeping the team healthy. Every growing company faces this. Is just a promise or a threat? When expectations rise faster than capacity, the team absorbs the impact, and the impact has consequences. Why does our industry say yes so quickly, Leo, even when the team can't sustain the pace?
Okay, I can say this could be because of money, right?
Yeah,
Because it's a company and you need money
sure. Yeah,
to pay your
profit.
programmer. Yeah, right. And you need profit. It's obviously
Hmm.
because I don't have a company just lose money,
Hmm.
right? And even that I can lose clients too because the clients pay my words, right? And my
Yes,
profit.
of
So
course.
I think sometimes it's like a scare to talk to the client because you think that the client could like um just
Fire
say
you.
yes,
Let's start the
yes, something
clock.
like that, like oh this company is is, is
Really.
responsible, or
Mhm.
this company don't tell you the truth,
Mhm.
right? But I think the most important is to talk realistic to a client, right? Because for example, we start to make an application, right?
Yeah.
The client booked some fixtures some months, right? Well, this application should be for the 3 months, okay?
Okay. Hmm.
But when we start to analyze all the fixture, we realize that one fixture
Hmm.
it need to be in the second phase, because
Okay.
for the MVP and the first phase is impossible.
Hmm.
So we talk to the client and the client understand. Right?
Okay.
Yes, the client just say, "Oh, yeah, you are right. We can just that feature could be just a minimal. In the second phase, we can do a big feature. That's the problem. Sometimes we think that talk to the client will be a problem,
Okay.
but the problem is when you start to work with with clients that will be a problem in the future, right?
Yeah.
Everyone can be your client, even the client will give you or many money or many work, right?
Okay.
Because if you know the client will be a problem, it's preferred to lose that work, right? Is my opinion.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Because
But you're speaking about this perfect scenario when you go and speak with the client understands, right? You go like, "Hey, we can do this," right? And the client understands it and takes it the better way possible. But what
yeah,
about in the other hand, right? Like what the expectations from the client's expectations were like unrealistic that the team had to deliver anyway. What happened? Have you ever experienced that?
yeah. Well, in that case, you don't talk to the client because of a scare, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, because you say, well, we have to do the sorry, we have to do the work, we have to do extra hours, and
Okay.
pizza.
Yep. Oh man. Yeah, I know that. I know that.
Yeah, the bonus always is a pizza, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, that's normal in every world, right? In all the world.
yeah,
So because you don't talk to the team, you don't talk to the client, and you only told to the team, hey, we need to do the work and the zip, right?
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
But I mean, what happens behind the scenes? I mean, you delivered, the client is thrilled, but you know that the team is kind of getting burnout, right? Like the team paid the price behind scenes, right?
I think pay the price the team and the client because when the developers were out, the application start to fail, right, and give some errors, and the feature are not okay. So I think it could be a problem for the two faces, right?
Okay. Okay.
Because when you overlock your team and the client will be very happy because the application is finished, but when you deploy that application to the real world,
Hmm.
you will start to see that it's not working in a good way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the developers and the team pay the price at the beginning, and the application and the client pay the price at the end, right?
Yes, because you get less quality work, right? That's what you.
Yeah, that's correct because you only talk to your team. Hey, we have to work, but you never realize that your team just need to talk. The team just need to have a 1 or 2 days vacations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and don't mention technical debt, right? Technical debt. Let's like quick fixing everything, right? And we're gonna pay this later. We Let's see how we solve it in the future.
yeah, because I think that what happens. Check this. You say for example, we need to do the fixture, and you have a meeting with your team, and the same team the team give you unrealistic time. For example, that picture will be in 3 days,
Uh-huh.
but you ask in 3 days. Oh no, we need 3 days more, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't analyze and we don't realize that now we need to dig. That happens because you don't analyze the picture.
Yeah.
Okay, and for that reason, for me, many meetings is just lost time, right?
Yeah.
You need first analyze the picture, and after that, you have the meeting with your team
Yeah.
because sometimes you lose something in a picture. Oh my god, I forgot that the picture need to do this, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that's the big problem in the in this kind of company, in the tech company,
Yeah.
right?
So the order of ideas, the order in the process, right? You first
Yeah,
have a meeting, and then you analyze, right? And then you ended up with a promise that is unreal.
yes,
With
yes, because if you have the meeting to analyze the picture, you will have 2 hours meetings, right? And
Yeah.
2 hours that you can use to do another thing.
Pressure doesn't disappear, it moves. And when external success is prioritized over internal reality, teams start to fracture. So the question becomes, who is responsible for preventing that? Once you've seen a team break, you realize something. Protecting people isn't optional, it's strategic. But whose job is that? And how do we actually do it? So, Leo, in your experience, who should be responsible for protecting the team? Project managers, leadership, everyone? I don't know.
I think the leaderships, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because you need to know what is happening with your team, right? Because sometimes the team don't tell you because they could be ashamed, right? Just I just feel back, right?
Yeah.
I just need 1 day of vacation. Sometimes the team will not tell you.
Yeah.
So the leaderships need to realize that your team needs a rest or need just 1 day of vacation and need another like to be in another place. For example, in companies that you work with staff augmentation or you
Mhm.
put a developer in different projects, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the developer just don't want to work in that project.
Yeah.
It's happening too much, right? So you just move to another project.
Yeah.
and you realize that if is the project or is the developer, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it could happen. Yeah,
yeah, I know. Okay.
yeah.
So, and what practices or decisions have helped you prevent the team from breaking under pressure, like they stop wanting to work at certain projects?
Well, this happened to me just one time.
Hmm.
I talked to my manager and I told him that, hey, I just realized that this person need to rest because it could be around, it could be overload.
Hmm.
I am not seeing that is advancing with their tasks, so I prefer that person to rest, right?
Yeah.
So we have a meeting and we decide that person to rest 1 week, and when he come back, it was perfect, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And after going through this process of perfection outside but broken inside projects, what did you learn? I mean, what would you do differently?
Well, I put a psychologist in the team, like as I told you at the beginning, because it's
Yeah.
very important the mental health for your team, right? For
Yeah.
everyone, leadership, developers, project managers, right? Because when you overload on not only with the as I told you at the beginning, not with your work, because the home if you tax in all the day, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is very important the therapy in a team, and the psychologist will it should be inside the company, right?
Hmm.
And tell to the person every time you need, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that could be a practice that it will be a success.
Good. Good, good, good. Thank you very much, Leo. Thank you very much for these insights. Thank you very much for sharing with us these stories. They are, I know that they are never easy to talk about, but they're exactly the conversation our industry needs, right?
Yeah.
Your insight, your perspective reminds me that success is just in what the client sees, right? But it's what the team, it's how the team survives. Thanks again, Leo, for being here today, and it was an honor having you, man.
All right. Thank you for this invitation, Darwin. So whenever you want.
Thank you, man. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye. See you. Yeah.
Not all growth goes the same. Some companies scale by burning through people. Others choose a harder, more creative, more sustainable path. And that brings us to our next episode. The real challenge isn't making clients happy, it's building systems where success doesn't depend on sacrificing people. In our next episode, we explore the opposite side of the equation, stories of founders and operators who scale without funding. No big budgets, no shortcuts that break teams. Many believe raising capital is the only way to grow, but some have done it with zero funding and maximum creativity. That's episode 10 of Scaling Dilemma. See you there.